Hello. Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to another stream of Plane Shift Development. When we are building games. We are building games, believe it or not. We are building games. Ah, yes. We are building games. Let me change the music. I changed the music. Okay. So, tonight I just want to do something that is relatively simple, which is basically to enable an FPS, maximum number of FPS in the client. Actually, I was thinking it was already there. But actually it's not. I have it on my machine because actually I have in my config the FPS limit to 30, right? This frame rate limit to 30, but it's actually not in everyone's config, and also it's not easy to change because you have to go in this particular file and change it, and it's pretty annoying. If you have the console, you can do it through the console, but in shipped packaging the console get removed, and so players cannot use it. So the idea is to put it in the options panel, right? Before doing that, I was just finishing few things. I was finishing the CRAN model, which is the last one, and I'm pretty much done with it. I just have a small issue with one of the legs that is moving a bit weird. Yes, you see this vertex. You see this vertex here, right? This one. I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but anyway, so I just wanted to check that. I think it's probably or this vertex, which is getting weird when animated, and maybe has a wrong weight. Yeah, maybe it's this one that has not a proper weight. In theory, you should have the weight of these ones, right? Also, I don't know exactly why when I'm painting, it seems that it's not really painting, but okay, let me try like this, if that changed anything. Better. Yeah, I think it's better. At least it's not standing out anymore like it was standing before. Okay, I think it's good for now. I think it's good for now. There is another problem which is related to the feet. As you can see, the feet tend to squeeze at the front, and that is not really something that we would like to have, but the only way to fix it will be to merge again the two meshes. And then to split them again, which is a bit annoying. But or at least I can, let me see. Yeah, because geometry is super simple. Yeah, that's the problem, because the geometry is super simple. Because I would like to have, the bottom part but I can do it off stream. I mean, it's not a particularly interesting thing to do on stream anyway. So, and it's an easy fix. Let me just export this guy. So basically I will split again. I will split again the two pieces. So I will split again the torso and the legs. Exactly. And for these two, I have to re-export them right now. And then also the legs. I did some improvements to the crane as well, right? So I mean, not dramatic, but I fixed the elbows. They were very broken at the bottom. So I added new polygons, as you can see, and now the back is smoother. Also, I mirrored, at the end I decided to mirror the arms, because this arm was, the arm on the right, for whatever reason, was in very bad shape, and was having issues. And so I decided to import it again. Okay. And let's say this character needs needs some improvements on the geometry for sure, but I mean more poly count, right? It really needs more poly count, but considering he's a stone character, I mean, he's a character made of stone. Is not an issue. Like, he still looks good anyway, right? Okay, so you can see here that the elbow now is much better. Maybe still not perfect, but it's much better. It's much more round, you know, and not warped like it was before. And the rest of the character is fine. So yeah, so I think this one is good. Meanwhile, hello Strix, hello Marcelo, hello Hula, hi, welcome. Also welcome to everyone else that joined. Hello. Welcome to the stream. So what I want to do is to set, so we have a panel that is dedicated to the video settings, right? And I don't know why, but I was pretty sure that there was an FPS limiter. Probably there is not. So, but we still have the old panel, okay? And let me see if maybe this thing was in the old panel. Maybe it was in the old panel. Let me see. Win settings. There was a win. I deleted it. Maybe I deleted it. I think I deleted it. GG. I think the old one is not here anymore. Okay, anyway, I think it was not there because I checked every single piece and it was not there. So the settings panel is this one. By the way, the setting panel needs some skins. Okay, at the moment is it's just very simple, but I need a skin for it, like a background, and this button needs to be skinned. And but I mean, I'm not gonna do it now, but we definitely need it. So in this panel we have the controls. By the way, there was a request also to change the role. There was a request. I'm doing a mess. There was a request to change the role button, so to make it configurable, because at the moment it's just the Alt key tap twice, but there's some people they wanted to have on the Alt key something else, and then the role is not working anymore. Like if you're assigning any of the other keys to Alt. Now I don't know exactly why I allowed to configure all the other keys except this one. That's a kind of a good question. Why that one I didn't allow to configure? Is it because there is some trick behind the double tap, or Roll. Yeah, because roll is actually not in this list, eh? So I think that the roll maybe is hard-coded somehow. Strange though, because it should be configurable, but roll. Roll, eh? Roll unfortunately is not the best word. Roll is not the best word. Actually, it's not here. No. If I search it like this, I will never find. Wait. Movement action. Movement action. All movement state changed. So there is actually a rolling movement action. Right, there is a rolling move on movement action change, crouch and crouch, blah blah blah. Rolling rotation. Update grounded rotation. No, but I think it should be under player input. But player input. No, eh? Where was it? We have player forward movement input, but this one, no, but there was an input setup. I'm pretty sure there was an input setup somewhere. There was an input setup. There was a player input. Setup player input component. Setup player input component. Wait. Is here. I found it. Setup player input component. Move left, right, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Ragdoll, select rotation mode, sprint action, aim action, camera action, outrun. You see that it's actually not here. Unless is this one stance. But I think stance because it's not the yeah, maybe it's this one. Is stance action. Let me see. No. Yes. Is press the stance action to toggle standing and crouching and double tap to roll. Because it's based on the same key. Yes, because the same key is doing crouch, stand, and double tap. So basically when you are changing the crouch and the stand, you are also changing the so maybe because you see you can change the crouch. So when you are changing this, you are automatically changing I mean, we can see if it works. We can see if that works, but I think that's the case, eh? I think it's very likely to be the case. It's very likely to be the case. So I can, if this is true, I can move it next to the crouch, and I can just say double tap the crouch key, right? And by the way, the crouch is a toggle, right? Like you press it once and you toggle it. Yeah, but I want to do this change, and I want to do the Fps limiter change. There was someone asking about bug fixing. I think it was Maui, right? Maui was asking about bug fixing. I can go and bug fix some stuff for sure. I want to release a new alpha, by the way. We are the 6th of September. I think the last alpha was the 13th, was the 12th of August or something like that. I think it was the 12th of August. If I can keep one alpha per month, I think it's very good. Hello, Unlearner. Hi. Seems like yesterday? What do you mean? Today is today, yesterday is yesterday. No? Yeah, we also have this initialization at the beginning. But that's another problem. Yeah, the character doesn't fully initialize. Oh, by the way, these are the new characters, eh? I mean, new meaning you see the shoulder, that is much better than before. So these are the... and the elbow as well is so much better than before. So these are the improved, the slightly improved characters, which is very nice. So there is the roll, right? There is the roll. Now if I go and change it, at the moment the crouch is left alt, yes. If I put it, for example, at the right alt, which I understand is a bit annoying, but just as an example. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Now the roll is based on that key. Okay, so it's very simple change then. We just seems like yesterday the other alpha. Yeah. I understand. Yeah, we need to keep a good rhythm. Also because we have a number of... we have that fix for Linux, which I'm hopeful it can fix some stuff. I mean, some people gave a positive feedback about the Linux fix, and that it was working for them better than before. Okay, so this roll I need to move. Now, how do we do it? Because this thing is a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess to manage. Because I don't know exactly how to manage a scroll bar that is longer than it should be, but I need to take... basically the solution is I would like to move this one next to crouch. Or maybe no, maybe I can even leave it here. I can just change the text, you know. I can just change the text. So I can say tap twice, the crouch key, right? Tap twice the crouch key, whatever it is, so that when you, yeah, exactly. Doesn't make a difference, yeah. It's still positioned weird. Left 64. Left 0. Ah, because it's like in the middle. I think we can leave it in the middle. I think it's okay. Tap twice the crouch key. So if you change the crouch key, you know, you will just have to type twice that one. So you cannot decide, you know, you cannot assign to the role a different key, but you can just change the crouch and that's what it will be. Okay, so I think there was a very simple change. Okay, because someone asked and I was wondering if we could change it. So the controls, okay. Now the by the way, one day we will have to remove this one, because this one is the devs menu, which basically allows you to change the weather, and it allows you to change the daylight override, and allows you to do some stats commands and things like that. One day we will have to hide it. Now, maybe not now, but this one at the moment, it appears to, I mean, is available to everyone, but obviously is not meant to be available to everyone. UI display. Okay, I think the FPS limitation should be here. So I think we can put an FPS limit. Yeah, maybe GM only. But considering that everything you click there is just local to your client. So it's not that you are really changing the weather for everyone. You're just changing the weather for yourself. So, I mean, it's a kind of a utility, you know, for us to test stuff. And yeah. So one day we will have to go. One day it will have to go, boys. Copy paste. Copy paste. How do we want to call this thing? Limit FPS or FPS limit? FPS limit. Do we want it? Do we want it here? Or do we want it here? Do we want these two things maybe at the bottom? I mean, because are not really things that people are going to look at, you know, often. I don't know, something like, oops, something like, come on, I want to move this guy. Please let me move it. It doesn't want to. Okay, we will do this. If you don't want to move it, we are gonna do it anyway. FPS limit. So this is label FPS limit, and this one is edit FPS limit. About weather, I look for the Unreal free of the month, nothing, but I see a new weather system free on the marketplace. New weather system. Very nice. We have already our own weather, but maybe we can, you know? We can check it anyway. I think I should place kind of a disclaimer that 0 it means infinite. Because otherwise people will get confused of what is it, right? I don't know, something like 0, no limit. I don't know where to place this thing, but it's basically an explanation of this. Now, how do we read this from the... because the problem is that we need to read it, right? I think we can read it... because this is not a custom setting. This is a default setting, right? It's a default one. So it's not that when we are loading this panel, you know, we need to do something, but... populate screen resolution. Populate screen resolutions. Constructor of this subtab. Okay. Constructor dev, constructor chat, constructor interface. Constructor interface. But this one is not the interface. This one is the display, right? I think this one is called display. Is there a constructor display as well? I don't see it. Probably because the display is this one. Okay. Do you think there is a get FPS limit? Frame limit. Because in theory, this thing is called frame rate limit, right? There is the property that you have to set under user settings. Frame rate limit. But it seems that there it is. Get frame rate limit. Okay. Target is game user settings. Game user settings, we have it here. So we can just split it from here. And we can populate that. So get frame rate limit. Okay, we can populate that edit box, which is this guy. We don't want any fractional digits, right? We want 0 fractional digit. I mean, you cannot say 30.5, you know, maximum 30.5 FPS. You can put it in the tooltip. Yeah, I can also put it in the tooltip, maybe. I just want the people to not to be confused about it, right? So maybe I prefer to have it explicit, but okay. Let me see if this thing is reading the thingy. In theory, it should. In theory, you should do it. 0. Show FPS. 303 millions. Okay. Wow, I nearly have 400 FPS. 380 or something. I mean, obviously it's just a black screen, but still impressive. Now the font is a bit too small, but why didn't read my setting? Yes, because this one is the one that is read when we are in editor mode, right? Which is another one compared to the one when we run the game. So this means that if I change under, well, we can try to set it. Anyway, is reading 0, which I think is correct anyway. Wait, what is the font of this thing? Size 9. Holy moly, size 9. Please don't do that. Okay, now it's better. Okay, so we read that. Now we want to set it. How do we want to set it? When we exit from the edit, or do we want to have an apply? Because in theory, none of this is apply. As soon as you change the number, I mean, as soon as you click on something, is immediately applied, right? There is no apply button. And I think there is pretty much everywhere, except maybe one place where I did some debug under devs. So probably we need to do, we can do it on change, but I think we need to do it on lose focus, right? Or on the enter key. The problem of enter key, if you are playing with a controller, you will not have an enter key, but let's say that is a bit far from my mind at the moment to play it on PlayStation, right? But still, you know, or we put an apply, or we just do it when because if we do it unchanged is a bad idea. Should a widget be a spin box? No, because I want the people to put whatever number they want. So if they want to put 6, I want them to be able to put 6. If they want to put 300, I want them to put 300. I mean, I think we will do on text commit. So on text commit is very good because it's when this one loses focus, or when the user press enter, right? So if you switch the focus to something else, it will anyway work. So I think we will do on text commit, right? I think it's a good so change FPS limit. I think the task tonight will be very easy. That is what a spin box is for? What do you mean? What do you mean? You mean like a Like a slider? Spin box. Ah, the difference of the speed box is that you can move it with your mouse. No, please. That every time you move it with your mouse, it will change the FPS limit. No, I understand what you mean, but this means that when you will roll it up and down, you know, we will be like asking a real engine to change the FPS limit 1,000,000 times, right? So like every time you move it up or down, you will see all the numbers going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, blah, 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 you know, and every time we will be changing the FPS limit in Unreal. I don't know, it seems dangerous. Probably will still work, but to me it feels like a dangerous activity. Like jumping, like bungee jumping programming. Hello, Fabio. Hi. Like bungee jumping programming. So risky stuff. I prefer to do it on the on focus and that's it. There is also a commit method. Wow, so you can switch based on the commit method if you want. And there is on enter, on used move focus, on cleared. Wow, also because you can check the on cleared. You can check the on clear. Do we need the on clear? No, I think 0 will be 0, so I think it's fine. So we need to get the user settings again. And then we need to set that thingy. Cannot do it. Broken. Now we can do it. He cannot do 2 jumps, but he can do 1 jump, right? Automatically. Okay, so I think it's as simple as this, boys. I think we did it. Yay! I mean, we can test it, but the title, the stream title of tonight is done. 20 minutes, half of them just chatting and doing the cran geometry, and the task of tonight is done. But let's see, maybe it will not work. Maybe it will not work, so we will have to do more stuff. Short stream. Yeah, everyone is going to holidays. Short stream. We play video games. Yay! Job done. Yay! No, I have another pile of stuff to do, so it's no problem. We can find another task. Why I'm loading in, by the way, I can just do it from here. But I'm so used to click on play that by the way, if I don't start the server, I mean, well, I can test it here. Okay, so there is this nice FPS limit 0 equal no limit. Show FPS 300. Okay, limit the FPS to 3. Didn't do shit. Yeah, I think it was too easy, huh? Did I connect it or not? Get user settings, set frame limit, target, new limit. Do I need to apply something or is automatic? Apply settings. Okay. Okay. Because at the moment it's not doing what we want. Check for command line overrides. Okay, check for command line overrides. . Do we use this or not? Yes, we use it everywhere. Why I have disabled check for command line overrides? Because I don't want people to mess up with our game. Okay, we'll remove it. Pa-pa-ra-pam. Was there a new Far Cry coming out? I think there was, a new Far Cry something. Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6. 7 October 21. Yeah. There's a new Far Cry coming out in 1 month. Because, you know, listening to this music. Okay. Change FPS limit. You see, I play the music and I advertise the games, so they should be happy that I'm playing their music. They should play my music, by the way. The Far Cry people should give back and play some plane shift music and say, oh, what is this game? Right? Doop. 3 is having a bit of an issue though. He cannot really do 3. He can do 2 point something. No, now he's reaching 3. It took him a bit to reach 3, but now he reached 3. Very nice. Can I do 5? Can I do RT5, whatever? Just a random thing that doesn't work. Okay, if the number is not valid, it just goes to unlimited. Okay. If I do 6.7, 6.5. Wow, he's trying to go at 7. He's trying to go at 6.76. Yeah, he's actually going at 6.76, boys. He's actually going at 6.76. So you can also specify that. I was not aware of that. So if you want to go at 212.5, you can. Look at this. Look at the power of this software. Wow. Look at the power that we have. Okay. Done. Task done. I don't remember who asked it. Who asked it? I can message him and say, hey, we just did it. We just did it. We just did it, man. Let me check. Someone asked me about it. Done. Okay, so the task of today is completed. Yay! The task of today is completed. Yay! Easy. Do we miss something else in this panel? Is there something that we are missing from this panel or not? I want to see how the game looks with low. I think I never tried. Did you ever try low? I can try now. Actually, I thought I had the FPS limits already, but I didn't. So if I go low, right? And I enter in game, but you know, I don't think our textures are made for this. I mean, I don't think our game is made for that. Like, obviously the shadow will change, and that's fine. Yeah, so there is basically no shadow anymore. Why the game is going so shit? Holy fuck. It's so much worse now than before. Why? Why? It's super bad. You look at the FPS. We have sometimes we have 20 FPS. Sometimes we have 15. No, because it was loading. Because it was loading. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. It just took a bit to adapt, but so basically in this mode you have no texture, no shadows at all. I mean, obviously the textures stay the way they are. I don't think they. So the particles are obviously simpler, as you can see. So the number of particles has been reduced. The reflections, like the water reflection, is basically invisible. I mean, you cannot really see it anymore. So this really looks, you know, like... but I think the rest, in terms of animations... Wow, even the terrain is different? Uh-oh, that may generate an issue though. Because if the quality of the terrain becomes different, then there may be some stuff which is underground. That's kind of strange. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that, for sure. I was not expecting this. Oh wow, look here. Look at the terrain quality. Can I add plane shift to loot trace? What is loot trace? I mean, it's like a different game. All the terrain is very, very different. The fact that the terrain is different, I think, is a kind of an issue, because it means that... Why? What? You think it's effects or is foliage? Maybe it's foliage? Maybe the terrain is not different, it's really like that. It's just that I didn't realize because there was the grass on it. But anyway, it seems to scale very good, I have to say. Do we really have these things in the game? Maybe it's the texture which is lowering the texture of the... No. I don't know. Do we really have those holes in the... Do we really have this mess? I think we really have that mess. But anyway, it's scaling very good. I mean, he's reducing the particles. He's completely removing stencil shadows, which, I mean, they are here. Maybe it's not very visible, but there is a stencil shadow there. He's removing the grass. So I think it's pretty good. I mean, the options are working as expected. I think the organization of looters is beautiful. Yeah, but what is it, Fabio? Yeah, I need to Google it. What is it? What is it? What is it? Open gaming platform. Open source gaming platform for Linux. Install and launches games. You can start playing without us. I mean, you can add the old game, no problem. You can add the old game. The new game you will have to wait until it's publicly available. But when it's publicly available, yes, you can. There is the old Desura. Do you know Desura? The old Desura. Does it still exist? Desura? Desura was a digital distribution platform Microsoft Linux and OS. But it died. This one died. Doesn't exist anymore. Linden Lab acquired it in 2013 and then they killed it. Interesting. Interesting. When it was released, stable release 2nd of July. I don't know. Anyway, you can load the old game there, no problem. The new game, I think you can also load it when we will release it, okay? Because at the moment we are in kind of a closed alpha, and I mean, it's not really closed, but you know, we are not opening to everyone. Okay, nice. So we did that, we did this, we can change the FPS, we can also change them in the game. And well, is it changing in the game or not? Because 123 I cannot reach it. That's the problem. I cannot reach it. It's too high. Yeah, 35, it goes to 35. Okay, it's working good. It's working good. It's working good. Yeah, but I think they should have it. They should have it. They should have it. They should have it, boys. No game found matching plane shift. Very bad website. It doesn't have plane shift. It's a very bad website. No, I'm joking. Okay, now what? Now what? Do I want to continue this so I finish it? Yeah, maybe yes. Let's finish just the feet, because I'm a bit annoyed of the feet getting stretched so much. Now, the problem for the feet is that the only way to make this thing work, right, is to actually merge it. Because if you don't merge it, it's a mess. I tell you, it's a real mess. If you don't merge it, it's GG. But let me remove, before merging, maybe let me remove just the stuff that we don't use, including all the fingers, and because we don't need the fingers bones when we are weighting the feet, right? But they are there by default. Okay, so that's slightly better. Okay, so I think now we can merge these two. Now that we have them merged, the best thing is to select all vertices and merge by distance, right? This means that this piece will become a single piece. Yes. And so this means also that now doing the weighting is so much easier, because we don't have anymore the interface between the two meshes, right? So we just have the pure mesh, and it's so much easier. So now what we want so we have the calf, the foot, and the ball. Now the ball is basically the front of the feet, right? The foot is actually the foot, so it's starting from the back and going to the middle. I don't know if I agree with this weighting. And then the calf is basically the lower leg, right? So I think that we want the lower leg to stand a bit more strong on this area, right? So we want to go probably for 0.7. I would say 0.7 at least, or even, I think this part can even be... No, I mean, it can move a bit, okay? It can move a bit. Oh, I think I did it. I think 0.7 on all these parts, I think is needed. Then, yeah, the problem is that here we are missing a polygon, but I think we can have just an influence, you know, on the bottom of like 0. Let's try 0.4. Let's try 0.4 in this area, so that the feet is actually squishing a bit, but not squishing too much. So you see, well, it's still squishing a lot, huh? It's still squishing a lot. Yeah, because we need this part to be a bit more on the feet, actually. We need that part to be, well, not on the feet. We need the part to be a bit more on the ball. So we need the ball to have some influence on this part. Otherwise, I mean, not much, but we need a bit of that. We need a bit. I would say like 0.2. But we need a 0.2. Okay, it's already better. It's still squishing a lot, but I think it's already better. I think it'd be okay. When you push it to the limit, I think because the ball is actually going down, I'm wondering if instead of the ball, I need to use the feet. I need to use the feet. Let me do a 0.2 feet here and see what happens. Right? So this means that if the feet moves, yeah, there are obviously impossible positions, like if it goes all to the back, but I think like this I like it more. I mean, it's actually shrinking a bit, but we don't have another solution because obviously we have a limited amount of vertexes on this model, but at least it's not breaking that much, right? We just need to fix the bottom because the bottom is a bit weird, but I think like this I like it. So yes, we need a 0.2 on the feet. That's what we need. And we need to check the bottom because the bottom is seems to be a bit wrong. The bottom feet calf. I think the bottom should all be feet. I mean, it should be 100% feet. The bottom. The problem is that if I do 100, I think that because I don't want the bottom to, well, in theory, if he's moving at the back, I want the middle to bend. Yes, I want the middle to bend. I want the middle to bend, so maybe how I did it now is not a good idea. Because I want the middle to be anyway a bit on the ball. Now, I don't know how much, but a bit of this needs to be on the ball. Otherwise, it will never bend, right? I think this should be 0.5. Now, good luck mirroring this to the other feet, but I think first we understand it and then we replicate it, right? The important point is understanding what we want. Ah! As soon as I put it, can I see the? No, but the point is, I mean, the ball is never moving, by the way. So whatever we put on the ball is making zero difference, right? So the ball, we can even remove it from the, because you see there are only two bones moving. The one at the bottom is never moving. I don't think we even have a control of it. Maybe we do, but maybe we have, maybe it's this guy. Yeah, it's this guy. It's actually this guy, but I think that this guy makes sense with a normal feet, but I don't think he makes sense in this creature. So probably we can completely avoid it. And anyway, it's not moving. And anyway, it's not moving. So we only have two bones. Why is doing that? Why some vertexes are going crazy when I do this? Why? Let me do a very simple thing, okay? So we will do 100% feet at the bottom. We will do this. Look. To the left of the vertex group panel, there is a plus and minus sign. Under that, there is an arrow. If you click there is an option to include mirroring. Yeah, but it needs to mirror another bone. How does it know? Mirror vertex group. Flip weights and or names. Editing only selected vertices. Flipping when both sides are selected. Otherwise, copy the unselected. There is like voodoo science. There is like voodoo magic. What does it mean? I mean, how does it know that my vertex... One is called ball underscore R and the other is called ball underscore L. So I need... no, but thank you, but I think I'm too scared of clicking on that. I'm too scared of clicking on that thingy. So let me do something different. Let's do feet 100%. For the bottom part, so that the bottom part is never fucked up, because we decided that the ball doesn't exist. Okay. Then we do a 0.3 on this area. Right? Just the front, so that the front is getting some influence. And I think the back should be 0. I don't know why he has a value here, but I think the back... I think the back should be 0, exactly 0. No? I mean, we don't want the back to move when we are moving the feet. We want it to stay fairly strong. Okay, let me try like this. Let me try. Okay. Yeah, so 0.3 is still too little, but the theory works as I was expecting, okay? So it's working exactly as I was expecting. The only problem is that 0.3 here is too little. We can try 0.5. We can try 0.5. Right? We can try 0.5. And by the way, the bottom here should be 1, eh? We said 1, and I want to see 1, okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, I think more than this, if I push more than this, it will look weird in the other direction. So I think it's fine. Is bending, but it's bending reasonably, okay? Forward and backward, so I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Okay. So this is fine. So let's do the same on the other side, so which is very simple. So is basically the feet 100% at the bottom, 0.3 at the back. Let me just review it 1 second. By the way, if you control right click, you pick the weight. So for example, if I pick here, it says 1. If I pick here, it says 0.2, right? So I can pick the weight. So here is 0. Okay, there is 0. And here is 0.5. Okay, I think I understand. So if I go foot L, I have to go 1 everywhere. I had some calamari, fried calamari for dinner. Fried calamari. How do you call calamari? You call calamari, eh? You call it the same way, because I don't think you have a specific word for them. And here we go 0. Okay, it's already 0. And here we go 0.5. Right? I think until the mid. The mid, yes, but not the back. Right? So that when we go this should be similar. Yeah, it squeezes if you really go crazy like that, but crazy like that should never happen. I mean, the maximum should be something like this or like this, and I think it's okay. It still doesn't look like 0.5 to me, but at the moment it's 0.5, so it doesn't really look 0.5, but okay. Well, it's actually 483, but fine. I think fine. I think we consider it done. Okay, we consider it done. So if we consider it done, what do? We merge it again. So we split it again. So we need to split again the legs with the feet. My suggestion is to never try to weight a split character, okay? Because you are just going to go crazy. So just merge the meshes and then split them again. That's the best thing you can do. Otherwise you are asking for trouble. You are really asking for trouble. Foot or feet? I don't remember if the name is feet or the name is foot of the mesh. The name of the mesh is feet. Okay, feet. Okay, so we can... By the way, this guy has all the textures, huh? It's just that I was looking at it without textures, but... I don't know if you want to add geometry to it, but at the moment... I think the model still looks okay, so I don't think we should spend time adding geometry. If you want to do something good, we should increase the resolution of these textures. That's something that really we want to have, right? Should be foot because feet is plural. Yeah, I always confuse the two, but But yes, I know that feet is the plural form, but you see that here we have arms, eyes, hands, legs, so they are all plural form, and so probably that's why we also have feet, because it's the plural form. So I think it's consistent, at least. Kind of consistent. Okay, so now we export FBX cran legs. All the settings should be okay because I didn't close this thing. Okay, and then we export cran feet, and then I think also this thing is done. Cran feet, and also this thing is done. Okay, and we import it again, and we import it again here. Legs, feet, and re-import and re-import. Okay, they look identical, but we know because the server is running. Okay, no, I was surprised about the error, but it's just because the server was running. Okay, good. So we have our guy. Yeah, it looks like this. I don't know why, but as soon as I reload the skeleton, it looks fine. I don't know why sometimes the skeleton is visually glitching, but if I reload it, the guy will look okay. This guy will look fine. I don't know, Marcellum, if you catched my request of yesterday. I was asking you if you can do a test of two planes, two planes which are actually two separate meshes, but one coincident to the one adjacent to the other, and try to see if we can nullify this light change, right? By changing the vertex normals, right? The split normals. By changing the split normals, if there is a way to reduce at least this gap, right? This light gap. But we really need to improve the textures. I need to find someone that is able to improve these textures, because they are a problem today. They are a problem. Okay. Also, this is done. So in theory, our list, if you go back to our list, right, which is this, this is done. crane, torso and elbow is done. I think we can just check it in, so we have it in the next release, which is nice. Commit, crane, yes, none. I don't need anything else. And then we will also put the settings. Let me do the settings first. The setting is added FPS limit to the settings panel. Easy fix. Easy fix. And then we do crane. And we do improvements to crane geometry. Okay, and then we do the same check-in for the Blender file. Right, we do the same check-in for the Blender file. The crane file v3, maybe I can override v3, yes, because I called it test because I was not sure if I was going to do a mess, but actually I didn't, so it actually worked. And so I think we can just override the version 3, and I think it's fine. And test, I will just delete it. So we changed all of this plus the blend file, yes. You didn't hear that? Yeah, so basically the problem I don't know if you have seen a bit yesterday when I was working on split normals. So basically I was taking, you know, I was taking these two meshes, right? Here and here, these two meshes together, which are actually two separate meshes. And I was trying to change the way the light is affecting, you know, this particular part, right? And try to minimize the light change. Consider that these are basically planar, you know, because this part is basically planar, or is very close to be planar. The light change should be 0. Yeah, the other day, yeah, but I was trying to explain it better. So the idea is, you know, starting from a new thingy, create a plane. I mean, you need Unreal though. I don't know if you have Unreal installed, but you need Unreal installed for this. So you create a plane, right? You create a plane. You subdivide the plane, right? How many parts you want, but I think this is more than enough. Then you take, for example, these 4, or let's take all of this. Let's just do two. So you split it, you know, in another mesh. So basically now you have 2 meshes that should, I mean, that yes, they are separate meshes, but if you assign a texture which is the same texture, maybe assign a seamless texture, right? So that is perfectly seamless, so that the texture is not giving you any problem, right? And then you export it to Unreal and you try to see if this thing, I mean, maybe we can do it now, boys. We can do it now quickly and we can see what it does, and then maybe you can work on the fix. But I can at least show you what happens in Unreal. So what happens in Unreal if I do this and I assign a texture, right? And we take the important part will be to choose a texture which is seamless, so that we don't mess up on that. I think I can choose the texture in Unreal. Yeah, let's choose it in Unreal. I think I have seamless textures there, hopefully. So we don't import another texture. But if I UV this from the top, I think this is already UV'd probably. Yes, this is already UV'd. So you see, it's already good. It's already good. It's already good. So there is not much else to do. There is not much else to do apart from assigning a texture. So let me export these two guys. Now, I think they have to be exported separately though, right? They have to be exported separately. So let me try to go under... now let's put it in a temp directory, because otherwise... Let's go in ps temp or something. Let's go in ps temp and we call it... test light side A. Test light side A. Selected object, geometry, edge, armature, nothing, and we export. And then we do export FBX side B, right? Side B, export. Okay. So now we go under any directory. I think I have ztemp. Yes, this ztemp is perfect. So we import and we go under ps temp and we import these two guys, right? So we imported these two guys. Now the problem with these two guys is that they don't have a texture, but we will find a texture like gold. I think there are some standard or steel. I don't know. We deleted the starter content, I think. Yeah, but I don't know, this one, metallic car paint, I think is perfectly fine. Okay, metallic car paint is beautiful. It's exactly what we need. Or anyway, any other seamless or you know, even if this one I think is fully yellow. No, I need a texture. I don't need a material. I don't know if this one is seamless. I have no idea. Probably not. So now the point is, if I put these two guys one next to each other, right? What the hell happens? If I put these two guys one next to each other, right? If I put these two guys, can I have a Z which is the same number? Minus 430. Okay. Minus 430. Okay. Yeah, but they are not next to each other though, and we don't have a light. I mean, I don't know if this test is doing what I want to test, but the idea is that they should be exactly in the same location. I mean, they should be coincident, right? So like maybe I can go grid. If I go grid, do they stick to the grid from the beginning or no? Or they start to stick from the grid now? I want them to stick to the grid. Yeah, let's have them stick to the grid. So I think that, yes, I think that now they are in theory, you know, perfectly planar. And then if I take a light, hey, but you see in this case, it looks okay. Why I cannot move this light? Ah, because I have the 50. I mean, in this case, it looks perfect. Even if they are two separate thingies. Why? Probably because I split the mesh. Rebuild lighting? Done, but it's identical. So, probably because I split the mesh. Probably because I split the mesh. But if I split the mesh, then the opposite would not work, right? Wait. If I split the mesh, and my theory is correct, then the opposite would not work. But it's still working. It's still working. Why? 20 degrees. 10 degrees. Okay. Yeah, so that is the sorry. That is the idea, right? That is the idea. So okay, if they are perfectly flat, and obviously their normals has been designed to be flat because there was a plane at the start, then their normals will just point vertically up, right? Now, if I make this, 10 degrees rotated, obviously this line of the light is going to be visible, right? It's going to be visible. The point is that I know the position of these two guys up front, right? Because it's my character is built of these two pieces and will always be made that way, So you see, these two pieces are like this. Now, it's true that they may change their position based on the animation. That unfortunately is true. But let's assume for a second that the animation is not happening, okay? Let's assume for a second that the animation is not happening. So the question is, if I already know up front that the side B, side A and side B, side A and side B. Side A is the one at the right, and side B is the one at the left. Side A is the one at the right, side B is the one at the left. Okay, so it is side A, side A. If I know that, I will have these two thingies done that way, side B, right? The question is, can I modify, and basically what I did here, I just rotated this 10 degrees, right? Can I modify the vertex normal of side A and side B, but just the ones that are here, so these guys, can I modify the normals of these guys so that the light is proper for when they are at 10 degrees? So even better, what I can do, just to simulate it exactly, I can do a rotate of this guy on 3D core. So I can go here, I can bring this back, no. I can bring this back to where it was, okay? And I can rotate it here and export it rotated, okay? So it's probably a better test. So if I rotate on the Y 10 degrees, right? We are exactly in the same situation we were there, right? So if now I re-export side A, and I re-import it here, what happened? Ah, yeah, because it's below the ground. Okay, it's below the ground, which is okay. And I save it. Now, what I have is... okay, what I have is this. Right? Now, you can see this line. You can see this line. But in theory, if it was a single mesh and you had smooth of light, you would not see it. You would see nothing here, right? Imagine there is a single mesh with smooth faces, right? This line will not be visible at all. I guarantee you, will not be visible at all. Now the question is, can we do it with two separate meshes by changing the so basically what it means, you know, what it means is that if I show the split normals, right? If I show the split normal, why so small? Fuck. What the hell? Why it needs to be so small? The maximum is 2. Fuck it. Okay, anyway. I don't know why. But you see, the split normal of let me see if I can move a bit slower. Yes, I can. So what is the point? The point is that the split normal at the moment is not so I don't know if should be the average of the two or if should be, I think it should be the average of the two, right? To disappear, I think it should be the average of the two. So if I take this one and we rotate the normal, right? On the y-axis, 5 degrees, actually minus 5 degrees. And if we do the same for the other guy, assuming that Blender helps me a second, yes. So if I rotate the normal on the y 5 degrees, okay, and I do the same for all the others, so maybe we can do it just for the first two. So if now I'm on the left, rotate the normal on the y 5, rotate the normal on the y minus 5. Okay, so now because we knew they were 10 degrees, okay, we knew they were 10 degrees. Okay, let me try to re-export now and see what happens. Let me try to re-export. Export FBX. There is side B. There is side B. And export FBX side A. Okay, and now we re-import these two guys. You see? You see? The theory is correct. And obviously it's only on this side, because if I go on the other side where I didn't do it, so this is the perfect example because it's exactly showing the problem, right? Okay. So I need this to be done automatically. I mean, I cannot go there manually myself, vertex by vertex, and becoming crazy to merge exactly, I mean, to move exactly the split normal to be, you know, the average of the two adjacent vertices. Because this is exactly what we need to do, right? Look at the look at the difference. Look at the difference in the light. Here is perfect. If you go here, you can see the line, right? GG! So, this is a very good example, by the way. Huh? This is a very good example. So the point is that in my character, I have these freaking lines that are a bit everywhere, you know, but mainly they are where one part of the character is meeting the other part. You see, like this. Like this. Now, here there can also be a problem of the texture. I think here we also have a texture issue. I think so. I think we also have a texture issue. But in other places like this, you can really see the light, you know, that is pointing here, but it's not pointing here. And if I go unlit, no, in this case, it's really the texture that is fucking up. That is not a good example, because here we have a problem of the texture. The texture is broken. The texture is not seamless between the top part and the lower part. This is a very bad example. But I have other examples where this happens, right? We were looking at the no, I'm thinking of something else. More I'm thinking you would select the two edge loop, place the cursor in the middle, and then get them to point away from the cursor. Now, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking if we could, right? If we could do this. There is the working example, okay? Let me save it because I think we may need it. And I can send it to you. Let me save it under what? No idea. I don't really have a place for this kind of test. I don't really have a place. I don't really have a place for this kind of tests. I have no idea where to put it, boys. I mean, I need to put it in a place that then I can find it again. Or we put it under our Unreal missions. Yeah, maybe. Let's call it Unreal Mission. Unreal Mission Seamless Multi-Mesh. Unreal Mission Seamless Multi-Mesh. Okay, we call it like this. So the point is, I have some meshes which have this problem. The question is, can we do something like merge? Because if I merge, now is one mesh, okay? Now is one mesh. If I merge it this way, and I look at the split normals, right? So this one is joined, this one is joined, but this one you see are still split. The one that I didn't touch, even if I merge the two meshes, okay? Now I want to try something. Now I want to merge the vertexes. So I will merge by distance. You see? So when you merge by distance, when you have only one vertex, obviously that vertex is pointing exactly in the right direction, right? I hope so. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but yes, I think it's pointing. No, it's not. When you merge it, it's actually not pointing in the right direction. Bro, where are you? In theory should be here in the middle. But when I merge the vertexes, Some of them are and some of them are not. Okay, but then let's say that I do mesh smooth, right? Normal, no, shading smooth faces. It's not changing it. I was thinking it would put it all in the right place. Smooth vertexes. It doesn't give a shit. Normals from faces. You see, if I do set normal from faces, then is putting it where we expect it to be, which is the average of the two, right? So what I need is a very simple thing. What I need is that when I split this thing in two, the split normal is kept in this position. Right? So I want when I go and split, because I will split, right? I will split the mesh, but when I split, them, because I can merge all my mesh, right? I can merge it, do set split normal from faces, right? And then I can split it again. But it's important that when I split it again, is keeping this one, right? So let me try to split it now. If I do split selection, you see, is resetting the freaking normal. So I want to split, but I want to keep the normal. I want to split the mesh. I don't know if this thing exists, but I think that to me is a reasonable question, right? So blend separate. It's called separate, or what is called? It's called separate selection. So separate selection, but keep vertex normals. Normals change after separating an object in two pieces. Exactly. When having smooth shading on a sphere and separating the top into a separate object, the shading is no longer smooth over the two parts. There is a discontinuity. Yes, exactly. I understand Blender calculates the normals based on the mesh, but is there any way to override this behavior so that the separation on the original normal from before Raspberry is retained? Normal at point P is a vector that is perpendicular to the tangent plane to the surface at P. That means when you separate the mesh, normal will be 90 degrees. Yeah, that I know, but to fix the issue, you can copy the original sphere. To fix that issue, you can copy the original sphere and use it on both parts in a normal edit modifier. This is very, very nice. I think we solved all our problems. Because you can basically... What? The guy didn't like it? No, but this guy is saying... Wait. This guy is saying that it works, boys. This guy is saying if it works in our simple example, it will work also with our characters. So basically, the thing is, this guy is saying this. You have your mesh with the perfect thingy, right? With the perfect smoothing, because you asked Blender to set from faces. So you select all, do mesh, normal, set from faces, right? And you get this 5 degree normal. That is the one that you want, okay? Now the guy's saying, duplicate this thing, right? And save it as original. So I will save it as normals container, okay? Normals container. So this is my normals container, which is actually having the right normals. Then I go on this guy, which is the other guy, and I split it, okay? And I split it. Now this guy is losing the right normals, and we know that already, right? In fact, if we look at the normals, these ones I think will point up, exactly up to the sky, right? No, wait. I'm on the other object. Yes, they point exactly up to the sky, right? So now this guy is saying, with the original object, apply a normal edit modifier. Apply a normal edit modifier. Normal edit modifier. Good evening, Tony. Hello. Radial or directional? I have no freaking idea. How to affect from an ellipse direction. Target object, use it to affect. Okay, perfect. So I take my target and I select my normal container, which is my right? Yeah, but it's not doing it. It's not doing it. I can try to apply the modifier, but maybe because I'm in edit mode. Apply. What the fuck? The normal is pointing down now. What do you mean by down? You crazy? Okay, Marcelo, this is the problem you need to solve. Can you try? I can give you this example, but it's a very simple example, but it's showing exactly the problem. So the problem is, how can we keep the split normal when we split the mesh? It flipped the normal. Yeah, I don't know what it did actually, but it did stupid. It did very stupid. I mean, I can revert it, okay? But it doesn't seem to apply. It doesn't seem to apply. Because at the moment we have our normal pointing up, okay? Our normal is pointing up, right? Which is wrong. And on the other object, if I go on the other object, we have pointing at 10 degrees. So both now are pointing wrong. They should put in the middle. And in the middle is like our normals container as it, right? Normal container, yes, which is like this. Now, in theory, the normal modifier is designed for that, but normal modifier, add a procedural operation to the active object, modify the direction of the surface normal. Maybe I need to select them both because he wants them both in edit mode, and I need to add this modifier and then say target. I don't know if target is the receiver or target is the... And there is also radial or directional. Mix mode copy. Max angle 180 degrees. I don't understand how this modifier. Basically, what I need to know is how to make this modifier work. Just to simplify my question is, I need to understand if this modifier is actually doing that. Because if I apply now, no, if I go out of edit mode and I apply, and then I go and check what this guy did, and this time he did nothing, for example. He did nothing. This time he did nothing. I don't know why, because I think I used radial instead of directional. But and also because I selected two of them. But you see that it's not making any difference. And if I apply, no, I cannot apply. Why I cannot apply? Because I'm in edit mode. Apply. Now it didn't make any change. I don't know if you can figure out how to make this work. Basically, the workflow will be the following. The workflow will be merge all the pieces together. Okay, so all the pieces will become one mesh. Then set normal from faces. Okay, so the workflow will be. The workflow will be join all meshes, right? Then set normals from faces. Then set sharp. I don't know if the sharp are changing that, but probably not. But anyway, then set sharp to the edges that you want to have sharp. Then duplicate the wall, the wall character. Then split the character, right? And then apply the edit normal modifier, right? But this seems not to be working. Try the data transfer modifier. Data transfer modifier. Data transfer modifier. Data transfer modifier. Okay, so I have my piece, which is this one, and I want the data transfer. Transfer several type of data. Okay. 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 Data transfer source. Mix mode replace. I can replace vertex data, edge data, face corner data, face data. Why they don't call things always the same way? Face corner data, custom normals. Maybe it's this one. No idea. I have no idea, but side A data transfer. Custom normals. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it, boys. Very interesting. He's doing it, boys. Okay. 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 Okay, data transfer, yes. The transfer, yeah. The transfer, face data, face corner data, custom normals. 1 second. Wait. Custom normal. Custom normal. Okay, I did it also on the other one. Another round of model fixing. Ah, my god. Ah, yes. Yes. Poor me. Yes, probably yes. But it's very good though, huh? It's very good. So we do the same. We can even copy the same modifier, by the way. I can even copy the modifier. If I'm lazy, let's try to be lazy 1 second, because being lazy is always a good idea, because it means you make the stuff quicker. If I copy this modifier, can I copy this modifier somehow? Duplicate? No. Duplicate? No. Duplicate? No. I mean, I want the same modifier on the other guy. How do I copy modifier? Here. Modifier copy. Modifier paste. No. Something very bad happened. Modifier. And there is the small thing here, but I cannot. I can apply, I can duplicate, copy to selected. Wait. Control Shift something. Copy to selected. I did it. Okay, now it's copied on both. This will simplify a lot, because we have many different body parts, right? So I will have to copy it on like 6 of them. So if I can just copy, it's much easier. Okay. So we can copy the modifier. Now, is the side A having the right normal? It seems yes. Okay. So now, look at this. We take side B, because this is actually side B. We take side B and we export it again. We export it again as side B. Side. Where did we export this thing? Fuck. Under PS stamp. Yes, is it. Test light side B. And then we export this one as side A. Okay. And now we're so basically what we want is that this line will go away. Okay. Because this line is already away here, but we want it to disappear there. So side A, reimport base mesh. Side B, reimport base mesh. Material, war material. Yeah, keep the same material, please. Oh, nice. Satisfaction. Oh, nice. Okay, we solved it. Okay. Duplicate the wall character, split the character. Apply the data transfer modifier. with this, you know, pointing to the, I mean, with the source being the unsplit model, right? With the source being the merged model. Ah, fuck. Okay, I will do this. It is very nice. It is very, very, very nice. It is very, very nice. Now, the question is, do we have a character where this problem is very evident? Do we have a character where this problem is very evident? Basically, all the shoulders. All the shoulders. There are some shoulders that are looking like shit. Now these shoulders are covered by the hair, right? But now I don't know exactly what happens if then the animation is bending. You know, if the animation is bending that part, exactly what happens, right? Because I don't know if the normal will change automatically or not, but probably not. Because I'm fixing a certain angle of my normal, you know, to be, you know, but then if that changes, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if the normal is changing together with the. But you see this line? I mean, some of this line is also the texture. I'm pretty sure of it. Well, I can just do this 1 second. I can change this to Venus, whatever. But I don't know if it's true. Yeah, let's say, yeah, the problem is that this thing is not seamless. I mean, it has to be done with the proper... Pretty cool shirt anyway, huh? I like this shirt. Pretty cool shirt. Is this the model already with my fixes? It looks bad. Yeah, it's the model already with my fixes, but this part is still to be fixed, I think. It's still bending kind of weird. It's still bending. I mean, you will never see it like this, but it's still bending wrong, yeah? Okay. Anyway, the problem is... No, but I'm very happy that we have a solution. Now the only question is, like, for example, here the light is pretty good between the two. And like here, for example, it's kind of seamless, right? But because you see that if I go in unlit, it's very homogeneous, but if I go in lit, this part starts to be... I mean, it's not too bad, because they are basically... I mean, between here and here, you see that these two faces, these ones, are basically planar. And so that is why the light is not affecting it much. But these ones, for example, these two, which are really not planar, right? Because there is an angle, then the lights start to be very, very, very visible, right? So this one is very light, this one is very dark. And it is exactly the point that I'm making. That if we have the hand already in that position, but I don't know if the animation will anyway fuck it up. I think that probably the animation will fuck it up anyway. Let me recalibrate my face because it seems that my face is going crazy. Better. Yes. Okay, anyway, I mean, I don't know if I want to do it because I think this thing should be done when we redo the textures, because doing it now is pointless because I can fix all this stuff and then anyway we have a texture which is not seamless, and so it will look like shit anyway, right? I mean, the usual trick to do in these cases is to add like a belt, like for example here, right? If you have a place like this where you are really changing the material completely, if you have a line and you have some shadow, I mean, it's not really something that you will see, right? So yeah. Can I have his hair with that texture? I think it would be very nice. Look at this. The lava air. Look at that. But anyway, okay, but it's good that we found a solution. Now, I don't know if I wanted to apply it immediately, but I had this in the back of my mind for a long time, and I was saying, I was playing, you know, with this split normals. I didn't know exactly what was what. I mean, if it was really the split normal or something else, but now we've proven it. We've proven it 100%, right? That we have a solution in case we want it. The point will be to be sure that we have textures which are properly applied to our characters, right? In a good way. So if we have, you know, this arm and this back, I mean, because I think this is also the texture, unfortunately. You see, apart from the fact that there is a freaking hole, but they ain't gonna fix it. I think it's also the texture, unfortunately, that is not really the same color. But in addition to the texture, for sure, we also have that effect. You see, for example, down here, look at this. Look at down here. Down here is completely dark. Down here is not. I think it's just because this thing is taking the light in a different way. I have to look after a client house this weekend and their crazy dog. Okay. Well, if they pay you for it, I think it's okay. Okay, this was a good thing. I don't know again if I'm gonna use it, but because I think first we need to improve the textures, and we need to improve probably even more our character. I mean, maybe we need to I think that, you know what will happen when we will have a character that is completely redone, you know, in a very good way. So is a high quality character, and I'm going to split it in pieces, and the split is going to generate those problems. Then I will use this technique to fix it. But I don't think I'm gonna do it now, because now I think it's not gonna help anyway too much, right? This was a prototype of a symbol of the factions, but we're gonna change it. Okay. Nice. What else we want to do? What else we want to do? I don't know, I think we should plan the next... let me check some bugs. Let me check some bugs. Quest overflowing text. We still have this problem of overflowing text. On the right side where the steps are written in the window, isn't there a normal the common window? If you have a quest with a lot of steps, the text overflow the right border of the window. overflowing text in the quest window. Overflowing text in the quest window. Win quest. Quest description. Because there is no scroll bar. Yeah. So if this thing is very long, it will overflow. Because there is no scroll box. And also there is no scroll box here either, so... Okay. I understand. I understand the problem. Now let me prove the problem. Let me prove the issue. Let me prove it. Load quest through. Yeah, I just need to add it to. I just need a case. Where the text is very long. I just need a case where the text is very long. Okay. It's too long? What do you mean? Is there a maximum? Fuck. Yeah, because that text get populated with the different steps and the information that was given to you by the different quests. I mean, it's a bit of a mess to... It's a bit of a mess to test it, actually, because we need... I mean, this thing gets populated, you know, based on... this text is populated. What is the maximum size, by the way? Task is 250. But then it gets added. I mean, here you get additional pieces based on the notes of the quest. Good night, Marcel. Why does the character need to be split in pieces? Because we are changing the armor. So you have this piece, right? You have this piece. Well, for example, you have this piece. Let me make the most important case. We have this piece, which is the torso, which is used like this when you have normal clothes, chainmail, and leather, right? But then when you have a plate mail, it becomes this. Okay, so basically the torso piece is swapped with another mesh. And plus, when you have, for example, the arms made of, I mean, when you are keeping a leather armor, right? you see that the leather armor mesh, I mean the leather armor texture is used only on this part. So in theory you can have, you know, leather armor there, plate here, and you can have, I don't know, chainmail. Chainmail on the hands, right? If you want to. So that's the reason why we are splitting it into pieces. Because we can swap the textures. Now this is also how the old game was working. Okay, so now in thinking to the new world and with Unreal, we could actually have, you know, a single mesh with multiple textures on it, right? And then swapping only those textures. We could actually have a single piece. Now the only problem is for the plate, because we are swapping the plate, right? Or for example, we are swapping the hair, right? It is one hair, but you can swap, you know, other hair pieces, right? So you can have a different hair types. And in theory, you could also swap the other pieces, but it's not always the case. But for example, we have the wizard robes, right? So when you put the robe on, the torso is getting removed, the arms are getting removed, the legs are getting removed, and there is a robe instead, which is one piece, right? So there are a number of cases, because the game was built that way, which allows basically to customize the pieces of the character. Yeah, I'm swapping the skeletal mesh, yes. I'm really changing the skeletal mesh. But yeah, it would be the same. I mean, it would be similar, you know, to add another skeletal mesh here and then just make it visible and not visible. The problem of doing that is that it will make this structure very long and very complex to manage, while at the moment it's all managed, you know, automatically. So every piece knows what it needs to swap, and every piece knows which kind of textures is allowed to, and is based on the items that we have in the database. So everything is connected and everything is working. But yeah, I mean, probably, you know, we could also have one single mesh with multiple textures. The problem would be when we have to swap only certain pieces. That would be hard, right? That would be hard. Like if you are going to change your shoes one day, at the moment it's not possible in the old game, but let's imagine you can swap different shoes and they have different meshes, right? I will need that piece to be split. I don't want to have a full character only for change the feet. So yeah, I don't know exactly how to test this, but I think the only way would be maybe to add a scroll box directly on top of this and hope for the best. Because basically this thing is missing two scroll boxes, right? One here and one here. I don't know if I can just add it and fuck it, or... Why is not taking the wall? Because the scroll box is not taking the wall. But I think it's just like that. I mean, it's as simple as this. Huh? It's as simple as adding a scroll box to the text, and it will just work. I don't think I really need to test it much. I think it will just work, because these scroll boxes are just designed for this. I think it will just I think it will just work. I don't think I need to do anything else than this. I just don't know how to test it because I don't have a quest. There is a lot of steps. I mean, it needs to be tested by a player probably, where they if they have, you know, a big number of quests. But I think it will work already. If you add the scroll bar as a child to the text window, no, it's the opposite way. You need to add the text window as the child. I mean, the text should be the child of the scroll box. The scroll box is the container, and it's managing the scroll. I have it pretty much everywhere, but for some reason I didn't have it in that particular point, right? Like I have it here, for example, but I don't have it there. But it's okay. I added it now, so I think it should be fine. I just need to be sure that is actually working. But I think I can flag it as pending fixed pending release. Yeah, the scroll box is like a frame. So it's like a frame, it's like a canvas, you know. So you have basically you have a number of containers, right, in Unreal, and they are, for example, overlay, which basically allows you to place things as you want. Canvas, which is pretty much similar to that. Vertical box, which is putting stuff in vertical lines. Horizontal box and scroll box. These are all like containers. Then you put around, you wrap around, you know, you wrap around your objects, and they are doing some stuff to your objects in terms of layout. So they are like layout managers, right? And yeah, they have to be outside of your, or the father of your other object. Yes. Okay, I think we did good test. I don't know, it's midnight already, but I think we should go, you know, we should continue through the bugs maybe tomorrow. I think this one is fixed pending release. I don't know what other bugs we can... this one is an important one. This one I absolutely need to do. Yeah, this one is super high priority. Basically, if you keep a torch on your character and then you save it, I mean, then you exit the game, when you re-enter the game, the game will crash, because I did the change of the torch being a blueprint in the runtime. Sorry, in the runtime. When the game is running, but I didn't do it in the character selection, and the character selection is still trying to use the old mode. So I think there is a bigger, you know, it is a bigger point here. At the moment we have two different ways of displaying the character. One, when you select the character in the login screen, and one when you are in game. Unfortunately, they work a bit differently, right? Because one is a real character with data and stuff, the other one is not. But the equip code is not the same, and that's a very bad idea. Very, very, very bad idea. So I think maybe tomorrow I can work on that, because anyway it's an optimization that we need to do, and it will also solve this problem of the torch, because we want one single place where the keep code. And by the way, I think there is another thing that I really need to do. I don't know if I want to do it now, but I'm really thinking that I should. It's basically to take all the keep code and move it to C++, because I think it makes no sense that we have that we have this stuff as blueprints, because this thing is executed a million times, and it's really a bad idea. It's really a bad idea to have it as a blueprint. This thing here, you see how many nodes he has, and I mean, it's not very complex from the logic, but it's a lot of blueprint nodes, and all these ones will be interpreted, and these are blueprint variables, you know, and all that shit. And basically every time you equip an item, this thing is getting executed, right? And so when you are loading into the game, and a character is next to you, or 2 or 3 characters are next to you, and each of them have maybe 6 different items on them, you are going through this thing, you know, 20 times, 30 times, right? Now, I did it this way because I was just testing, you know, if this thing was actually working or not. But for example, all these rotations, make transform, I mean, they all need to be in C++. It will be fairly easy to convert because it's basically, you know, 1 line per each box. So it should be very easy. And we can also do it in steps, right? We can create maybe a function which is doing, I don't know, only this piece, right? Or only this piece in C++, and then start to substitute only that piece and see if it works, right? But I think this code now is fairly stable. I don't think I'm gonna change it anytime soon. Even if there is one thing that I really would like to do, which is to allow characters to equip weapons on the back or on the side. I think would be very cute. I think it would be very nice looking if you could have your weapon on the back or on the side, depending on the weapon type, maybe. So like a longsword can be on the back, and I mean, it may look stupid in certain places, like when you are sitting down, or when you are doing certain animations. So that's probably one change that I may do to the, still they will affect, you know, the equip, but I don't know if I do it soon or not. I have no idea. But this thing should be moved also, because this thing is not only this function, because this function is actually getting called by yeah, it's called by this, and this one is another one, right? Which has, okay, it's only a few branches, but why this thing should be blueprints, right? Makes no sense. I mean, stuff like this I think is okay, like to have it as a blueprint, like you are calling one single thing, even if this one is a loop, huh? There are a lot of things that I think should be somehow changed and moved to C++, but I think the equip at the moment is the strongest one. I mean, it's the most impacting ones. It's the one that has most iterations in a very fast way. His bow, his shield, his torch are not function, are parameters. So these are parameters. The function that you are calling is this one. So it's one call to equip item equip, and then you have parameters. In this case, they are booleans that are telling you if the item that you are equipping is a bow, is a shield, or is a torch. Just because we are doing different stuff based on if it's one of those things. I mean, if it's a torch, we play a different animation. Because you basically hold the torch up with your hand. If it's a bow, also we do something different. If it's a shield, we rotate the item in a specific way. So yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna go because it's already past midnight. I think we did good fixes. We fixed the crane, we fixed this quest scroll, which was anyway good. We did the other test on, you know, on the light surface. So this test light, I think, was a good thing. Pretty happy about that. And we added the FPS in the screen, in the settings screen, right? So I think we did good stuff tonight. I'm happy about that. So if you are new to the stream, you can click on follow on Twitch, which will be very nice. And you can click on subscribe on YouTube, which will be very nice as well. And if you want to just do a bit more because you love us so much, then you can click on patreon.com/planeshift and be part of the people that are supporting us and get access to the videos and get access to the supporters channel in Discord and get access to the alpha. Very nice. Very nice. See you boys tomorrow evening. I think I will be here. Why not? Tomorrow evening, boys. We're gonna make this game, huh? We're gonna do this game. We're gonna finish this game. I don't know when, but we're gonna do it. One day, we're gonna do it. See you, boys. Good night.